This is an actual training from our Las Vegas mastermind event for our paying clientele within the mastermind. We have our next event coming up, which is in November in Dubai on the Palm, which is the 9th and 10th, Friday and Saturday. If you want the secrets to blow up your fitness business, we are going to be teaching you some bombshell stuff, in particular how to double your business over Black Friday alone. So hit the link below this video. You can get tickets now for the event. We have a maximum sit-in of 10 people who can sit in the room. Now enjoy the training.
So I actually don't know the exact title that was in the picture. Charlie probably made something. What was the title? Structuring content. Yeah, structuring content, okay. Okay, so let me first start off with a couple questions. What's your main platform that you use right now on social media? Is it Instagram, Facebook, TikTok? Which one do you use? Instagram? Instagram. So I pretty much use every channel that there is. And we actually did a search last month. Instagram is actually the one that makes the least money. And probably the reason that is what Charlie just showed. It's only like 3 days that you actually get like decent engagement of it, and then it goes down. Same thing with TikTok. TikTok did a little better for us. That might be because I was running a lot of TikTok ads that month. Then it was Facebook, just a profile. Then Facebook group. YouTube. And my number one was email by far. So this is what I noticed, is like how it produces the most. I personally think if you're over 6 figures, you should be on multiple platforms. Before that, just dominate one and get really good at it. After that, start scaling it. So if we're going to talk about structuring content, this is something I see with a lot of coaches. They actually don't structure their content. It's kind of like you walk into the gym and you're like, what am I going to train today? And you just walk in and you do something. Who here has a structure of like what they're going to post the upcoming month? Just raise your hand. And I think that's one of the reasons why most people don't get enough inbound leads. Who here gets more than 10 inbound leads a week? Just people sending you a keyword by social media like, I'm interested in coaching. Just like, for example, I use the word dominate. I'll probably get 10 a day, every day. Just organic free content that people just raise their hand. If you're not getting that, that's probably why you're like the person that goes into the gym and just trains. So what you want to do is first let's think about basic marketing message. So you have something that's called the Viars pyramid. You can Google this. So Corby, you probably know the Viars pyramid. You should have learned this. What's the bottom one? People not interested. Then we go one up. Any clue? So the first one is people are definitely not interested. Let's say I walk up to the street and talk to somebody like, do you want a fitness program? Chances are 30% of them say, I'm not interested.
You're also technically not problem aware of that point.
Yeah, not aware. Okay, that's another 30%. Let's go up. What we have there?
Information searching.
Yeah. Thinking about it, I will take. Then we have open about it. And then we have basically ready. They're just waiting for the deal. So basically this is how it is. So what you want to think about your content, these people, you're not going to sell. I can tell you that. So there will be people watching your content that are never going to buy. But I'm personally thinking that, did I write this correctly? No, I did not. 37 and 3. This part, the 70% you can sell to. And you want to squeeze the most out of it that's possible. So if you're going to structure your content, what do you need to do? Let's say we do week 1, we do content that's that. Week 2, we're going to go there. Week 3, we're going to go there. Week 4, we're going to go here. Because basically what you're doing is you're talking about certain pieces of content where you actually start educating them of a problem they're not aware of. So I'll take an example. My wife, his name is Paula. She's competing next month. She's still eating about 2,300 calories a day while she's getting ready for a photo. She was on the desk and with 8.1%. I know so many females competitors that will eat 1,200 to 1,000 calories a day and can get shredded. So if I make a video of her showing like a full day of eating, just a simple video, people watch that and then maybe like, okay, I didn't know that you could eat that much calories and still get in shape. They get aware about, hey, there's something different. So I can make a piece of content like that. Then we start talking about maybe like a reverse diet approach that we used. And they're like, hey, that's new. I never heard something about that. Then we'll go open to, hey, we're thinking about launching a program where we're going to teach you how to reverse diet and get your metabolism up by like 10 to 15%. And then it's like, okay, announcement, we're live. If I build that structure out, the chances are pretty big that I get a lot of people from here to that point. And that's actually how you structure content. But most people here, they have a program they're going to sell, but they don't have any structure to it. You're just posting content and hope that something grabs attention, and then you hope to get leads from it. But what we actually want to do is track everything that we do and see, does it actually work? So here's just an example of how you can do that. So if you just take the month. Who has their phone with them? That's an easy question. People should be awake. Okay, what's the first day of the month this month? Is that a Saturday, a Sunday, a Monday? What was it? The first?
The first was a Saturday.
A Saturday, okay. Saturday, Sunday. So you can literally go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's say we're going to structure it like this. So the first day of the month, I personally always do a recap post. What's a recap post? Is actually basically what did go well in June. Because I'm always like, okay, there are a lot of people watching my content. They see all the content stuff, but they don't know what I'm actually doing and what kind of results I'm getting. So if I'm going to talk about, I got all these amazing results in June, then maybe like, I've been watching this guy for a couple months. I might need to start changing something because I see all those transformations in the last 3 months. I've seen them come by and I still haven't gotten any results. He can help me. So that's a post. Even though I'm not selling, I'm just showcasing a lot of results. So I'm just going to talk about all my clients and how well they're doing. Then you have different types of posts that you can make. So what kind of posts can you make? Name some examples. We all here make content. What kind of content can we make?
Educational.
Yeah, a personal post. That's a good one. Personals, one piece. Let's do another one.
Educational.
Educational.
Entertaining.
Okay, what else? Workout, yeah.
Motivational.
Motivational, call to action is actually a sales post. Let's go here, sales, motivation, sales, yeah. Somebody else, just authority, yeah. I'll do a couple other ones. A win is also one. Belief shifting is a really big one. And objection breaking. So I guess for everybody here, just write all of those down. Now what you actually can do is just make a Google sheet and make it like this. So Saturday, Sunday, and they have all the days in a row. What you're then going to do is basically structure those. And over the month. And you're going to think about, okay, what's the end goal of this month? Every month you want to sell something. I personally think of it like this. I'm from the Netherlands. And in the Netherlands, people get paid around the 25th of the month. So I know then there's money in the bank account. Because then people have money to spend. So my promo is always going to be 26, 27, 28. Those days I'm going to do a promo, that's when I'm going to sell hard. So my week 4, I know when it's going to be. It's the 4th week of the month because then they can afford it. Then I also know around the 12th to the 15th, people pretty much spend all their money already and they're not going to buy that much. You can look at your own revenue. You're probably going to see that certain weeks in the month, you're doing less than other weeks. You're going to notice that. So what you want to do is structure all your content out so that you're like, okay, how am I going to do this? Then you want to think logically, okay, what makes the most sense? Which post of all these variations that are here gets the most amount of likes? The personal post, yeah. If I take a photo with my baby daughter, I'll get 1,000 likes easy. I can tell you how to lose 25 pounds in a video. I'll get 30 likes. But if I take joy on the photo, I'll get 1,000 likes easy. So what you want to think about is, okay, that is great for engagement. What happens when you get great engagement? The next couple of days, people are going to see your posts. So if I'm going to structure my post, I'm going to like, okay, let's say my 26th of the month is going to be a sales post. The 25th of the month, I'm going to take a photo with a baby. Because it gets me engagement, so more people see my sales posts. And it actually works better. And that's like kind of going like the gym. I'm going to do this movement because that works better for that movement. And that's the same thing how you want to structure your content. So every post that I make is thought out of. It's like, I'm going to do this because I want this result. I'm going to do that because I want that result. And then you want to measure, does it actually work? Who here right now thinks, oh, I need to structure my content differently? Yeah. Okay, so my challenge to you is, let's grab the month. So right now it's the 8th, the 9th. Which day is it? 8th. Okay, let's structure out the rest of the month. So, do we have a cleaner here? Yeah, we do. Oh, let me just first explain a couple of what these are. So a personal post is a photo with, like, for example, with my baby, like traveling in Vegas, showing that around, showing your lifestyle. Educational can be anything. You have two versions. You have a short form and a long form. A short form is like a fitness tip. So Charlie makes those videos that, okay, this is not the correct way to do it. This is how you do it. A video like that. And you have the long form video. That's maybe like a podcast that he makes with Luke, and where they're explaining something in depth. Then you have the entertaining stuff. So that could be a little you dancing, something funny. Then a workout. I think workouts work really well, especially showcasing like what kind of workouts you do in your program. So people are like, I like that style. That's a person I want to work with, or that's not my type of workout. Motivational always works well. I think Charlie made the video where he's sitting in his car and driving to Dubai about the lifestyle and the changes that he made. A sales. What I do for sales, most of the time I do a two-step post. A two-step is like, I made this guide about this and this and this. Give me this keyword if you want it. A lot of people reply, you start a conversation from there, that's where you can sell. Or you straight up do an announcement to a VSL. So that's basically is a post where I say, I go live with this program, click this link, you're gonna watch a video, and under the video, you can book a call. That's another one that I do. Authority photo is, for example, I do a lot of muscle camps in the Netherlands, where I teach like 28 people in a day, like how to build muscle. So it's always a photo of me in front of a group teaching stuff, or like in the gym where I'm working with a bunch of people. Then a win could be a personal win, could be a client that got amazing results. Then the big one is a belief shifting post. This is something that works really well to get people along from here to here. Because right now, a lot of people are not signed up with you because they don't believe certain stuff yet. So you can write a certain post where you actually can make this work. So I'll give you a framework. Old method, old result, new method, new result. So an example of this would be, it's like a guy wants to get shredded for the summer. He usually did high reps, more sets, more volume, more cardio, start doing that, loses a bunch of weight, takes his shirt off at his festival where he's prepping for, looks at himself like, I got pretty skinny, but I'm more skinny fat. I don't actually have muscle. Then he reaches out to me, we start my 2-set method. He's decreasing his volume, he doesn't do that much cardio, he trains totally differently. This year, he looks big, he looks muscular, but he's ripped. And that's also what he's dreaming about. So people are gonna like, what's the 2-set method? That's exactly what I want, because then I can start a conversation with you because you're interested. So that's how you can use a belief shifting post. And objection breaking is basically any objection you get on a sales call, you can write a post about. I have to talk to my spouse, who has had that one on the sales call. Why don't you write a post about it and basically destroy that one already? Because people will read that. Or like, I don't want to invest in a coach. I don't think I need it. Like, you all can probably talk about like how a coach changed your life and made you speed up your results way quicker. Like stuff like that you want to talk about, because then people are getting conditioned to, when you're on a sales call with them, to think, oh yeah, that's true because he already told me this and he already told me that. You can change their beliefs, and then it becomes easier to make the sale. Can everybody still follow me? Yeah? If you have questions, just raise your hand and ask a question. That's fine. I'm used to it.
Hey Frank, before I forget.
Yeah.
Can you explain that two-step method again for the sales post?
Yeah.
Oh, it's,
So a two-step post is basically something you're going to give away. So that can be anything. Like, for example, my 5 best exercises for chest. You want to have the free guide, just message me the word chest below and I'll get it over to you. So then I'll go into the DM and it's like, here's the freebie you asked for. Can I ask you, like, what's your primary goal? Do you want to build muscle or do you want to lose fat? And then we go into like, okay, do you train in the gym? And then basically I'm qualifying them to see if they're a good fit. I'm like, do you mind jumping on a call to see if we can work together? I think you're a good fit for the program. And I just offer them a call.
Do you find that sending the PDF first and then asking the questions, they ghost you?
Not that much, but I actually use a robot to do that now. So I made an AI bot that basically does all my sales booking calls. So we don't have manual setters anymore, we use robots now. And they just keep following up. So we don't need to actually do that anymore. There's now AI software that you can use that basically does all your call bookings for you, so you don't need setters anymore. Yeah, so I was like, at that point, because what I noticed is like most setters that I was using were unreliable. Certain months, they would book me like 5 calls a day, and then another month it was like 1 call a day. I was like, what's going on? And I go into the DMs and I'm looking at it like, what are you doing? You probably know that feeling.
Yes.
And then I came across a software that was doing that, so we're working with it right now, and it's on 3.5 calls a day that it books automatically.
So, do you get flagged for spam?
No, we don't, because they all start the conversation. So I run a lot of messenger ads, so they start the conversation, and I'm just following up, and then it's allowed. But the same thing is, I do a live video on Facebook, and I say, for example, in the live video, if you can hear me, just press type a 1 and it's a comment. So a lot of people do once, and then I was like, hey, thank you for watching the live video. And they already engage with me, and then I just follow up, and Facebook doesn't spam that.
Another good hack in your life is to say, apply those sounds to make your sound working.
Yeah.
And then shit those people comment, and then Instagram or Facebook push it out.
Yeah. So like you can actually start conversation on those comments.
So, what's this AI robot?
AI setters, it's called.
AI setter.
Yeah. It's actually called Charlie AI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He didn't build it. He should have made it, but so it works really good. It's expensive, I will tell you that. It's very expensive, but so structuring the content. So it's right now it's the 8th. We have 9, 10, 11,
You're on fire.
12. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Doesn't really matter that much.
Sorry.
Okay, let's do it like this. So right now we're here in the month. Let's say we're going to do a promo, and we're going to do a promo here, where we're going to sell something at the end of this month. So who can think of about something you can do like a promotion at the end of this month to make money? It's the middle of summer. I don't know, certain places it's harder to sell right now. So who here has a challenge with coming up with a promo?
Right now?
Yeah, for let's say you're going to sell something the 26th of this month.
Yeah, I'm tired of talking about bikinis.
Yeah.
I do 6-month programs in 2023, finish 2023, that should be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, so something like that, finish it like. And what I personally, I will make a slight adjustment because some people are like, yeah, it's holiday season. People are not going to sign up. But you can make scarcity. You can literally say, it's like, reserve your spot now. We're launching August 28th. We're launching. Reserve your spot now, and you can actually start then. They pay in advance, of course, but they can reserve a spot. Because you got 30 spots available for this challenge, and then it's gone. Something like that you can do to add scarcity. So, if you're going to run a promo, you have the announcement. That's the first day. Second day is logical. So, it's like, what am I getting? Basically, that's what you're going to explain. Never explain, you're going to get 3 nutrition plans and 5 training programs and stuff. People don't care about that. What kind of results can I expect if I do this program? That's what they actually want to know. Then you have social proof. So they want to see, how do you look? How do your clients look? What kind of results do they get? Literally, it's like just a bunch of before and after photos. And then here you're going to go last chance. So you got 6 hours before the deal expires, you cannot sign up anymore. Or for you to book a call, something like that. So this is where we're going to go to. So we know it's going to be a challenge to get into your best shape of your life in the upcoming 6 months. What do we need to talk about in this part? Because that make a big difference on how many people are going to sign up. It's the same thing as like, okay, I'm going to do a diet, but you don't think about the first week of your diet compared to the last week. So what's the first week of your diet going to look like?
So you can probably get hard reach.
Yeah. So they're not aware they should get into the best shape in the last months. So how do I make them aware? Anybody have a clue? What kind of post can you make? Let's say today, what kind of post can you make?
Something that's going to speak about their pain points.
Not yet. So here I would make a post this day about how many days are we into this year. What kind of results did you get till now? So you're going to start like, oh, I'm not making that many progress. I probably gained weight this year. That sparks like, okay, people get aware. So it will probably be like, probably something educational in combination with like kind of like personal, maybe something like sharing what you've done, where people get like familiar with like, oh, I didn't know I was having this problem yet. So we do that one. What's the next one you're going to do? What's a good sequence based on that is like, okay, we make a post, we make you feel sorry about yourself.
Solution.
That, not directly. What's before solution?
Problem.
No, then you first need to believe that it's actually possible.
Okay.
So you're going to do a win of a client that actually got into shape. Because then they're going to be like, hey, that makes sense. It actually is possible. Then we're going to go back to an educational stuff. It's actually like maybe explain like a case study of that client and how they got those results. That is like, oh, that sounds doable. But before we get to that, you're probably going to have some objections. So you're going to break objections. Then you maybe need to shift their beliefs. Starting to make sense now? How I'm starting thinking about how I structure content. And it's also easier to make content like this because when you write this out in advance and you look at your schedule, it's like, I need to create this post, I need to create that post, I need to create that post. Because who has been here sitting before the desk and thinking like, I need to create content, what am I going to talk about? A lot of times that happens. While you structure it like this, it becomes very easy to actually do. So here we have a belief shifting, and then maybe like you do like a workout. Then we're going to go back to an educational. And you can probably fill in the rest till there. But this is literally how I just draw it out for myself. So what I usually do like the third week of the month. So let's say probably in the next 2 weeks, I will start writing out August and start thinking about, okay, what I'm going to sell in August. So like mid-July, I start planning it. Then the last week, I film all the content and create all the photos and all that stuff, write it all out. So if it's August 1st, it's already done for the whole month. Then mid-August, I start thinking about September. What's September going to be like? And I'm going to do that. Then this is an important thing to remember. Who has been here in business for more than 2 years? A lot of people here. Who here needs to create content again and again and again and come up with new promos? A lot of people do that. Well, actually, you don't need to do that. Like if you look at big businesses, what do they actually do? They run the same promotions over and over and over again. You, yeah, so I looked at, I study like big marketers, so I studied Russell Brunson, I studied Rudy Mayer, for example. And I'm looking at Rudy, for example, and he always does like the 4th of July promos, he does the Halloween promos. By the way, it's all the same product. It just, the sales page looks different. It has the 4th of July colors or it has the Halloween colors. You buy the program, it's the same thing. But I look at it and I'm like, this is exactly the same page as last year. You just updated a couple graphics and made something a little different. And I was like, why don't I do the same thing with my business? I run after summer promo every year. And what would happen if I just run my promo, track all the stats, and next year I'm going to progressively overload my stats. I'm going to make them a tiny bit better. So where you want to go to is you're going to build out a marketing calendar for the whole year. where you're basically going to do 12 promos. And in those 12 promos, you're going to do them every year. You're going to do those 12 promos. But every year, you're going to look at, okay, which one did great? How can we optimize those? Which one tanked? Because not every promo is going to do great. Okay, maybe the one that tanked, you're going to switch and try something new, a new angle, a new hook. Like, I know Charlie and I basically did a long time. We were doing Valentine promos. They were terrible. They didn't work. Different angles, trying a new one. Still, I've tried 10 variations, still doesn't get to work. But so that's something I'm like, okay, that one tanked. Let's try something else. I recently did a scholarship promo and it literally took off and it was insane. That did really well. So I'm like, June next year, definitely running a scholarship again because it works. And I'm just going to use the same promo, tweak it a little bit, and that's all I need to do. So I want to challenge you to make a marketing calendar for the upcoming year, months. Doesn't need to mean that you build this out entirely. You just know this team is going to be this, because then it's going to be easier to structure this. And then you want to think about, okay, what's my business about? I guess everybody here has a fitness business. So what I do is I have my training method that I use for a promo. Then I use my nutrition method for a promo. Then I do my mindset tweaks that I use as a promo. Then I go back to my nutrition method. Then I go back to my training method. Then I go back to my mindset. So not every promo looks the same. I just rotate. And I have different promos that I rotate around. So for example, I can do the 2-step post. I can do a masterclass. I can do a 5-day challenge. I can do a scholarship. Then I go back to the 2-step with a different spin on it and people forget about it. So I use the same formulas every time, but I just rotate them. And then it sounds completely different.
When you say you use the 2-step method for a promo, you're talking about doing the freebie and then you get in the DMs.
Yeah.
And you use that for a promo.
Or sometimes like I made a 30-minute video about this and this and this. So that's like for a bigger promo, I will use like a bigger video or something like that, where I'm going to explain something. So I recently made one with my wife for her business. And that was about how to build the glutes. And I was like, we're going to actually take you into the gym and show you stuff on how to do certain exercises and how to do it. If you want it, just message me the words glutes below. We get a ton of people for that. But that goes to a sales page where the video is on, but we track all their information. And that's when we start the conversations. So if we give something away, something simple, like take the nutrition plan, like that's an easy one to give away. But sometimes we do a big one as a promo, and that works as well. And you can actually boost those, which works really well.
When you're structuring your mind, how do you go about value proposition on the front end of that? I don't know, to create more scarcity. So like, email gathering the first 3 weeks, so like a webinar on the 25th, but creating early access to people?
That's more advanced. For advanced businesses, definitely yes. I don't know if everybody's ready for that here. So that's why I didn't teach that part. But that's things that I do as well. It's like getting people on my email list, warming up with webinars, certain things, even like some kind of podcast that week that are structured with content with speakers that are about that subject, stuff like that. Like recently we did one about hormones in the Netherlands. We did a masterclass. And the week before that, I did 3 videos about specialists about hormones. So there was like a lot of attention about that subject, and then it works really well.
We just found like the conversion on that are so much higher if you don't do it just regularly, like 2 weeks in one.
Yeah.
It creates a lot of value.
Yeah. So we just rotate the subjects. So you could literally do like nutrition, training, PEDs, back to lifestyle, and then you just keep going like that. Yeah. Anybody got questions?
We're doing this mastermind break course and content course with Charlie. Often it's on value. We're going to do the same thing but fitness. Talk about our 4-phase approach to like success every year. 4 videos showing each process in depth and a call to action.
Yeah.
You opt in 3, so it shows you roughly how to do it themselves.
Yeah.
I think something like that. So that's very well.
I'm actually going to talk about that tomorrow. So you're going to learn that tomorrow. It's one of the things. Yeah. So it's a part of the strategy. I made it a little bit more advanced than that, but it's a part of it.
Yeah. I'll go for what we did.
Yeah. Anybody else got questions?
So Frank, your educational personal, is that your post that gets the most engagement? Is that what you
If it's solely personal, it gets the most engagement.
Okay.
Always. Like for example, I recently posted a photo of me taking flying lessons, learning how to fly a plane. That got way more engagement than if it's something educational. in it, because then people don't care about it anymore.
So then you would do that and then start talking about this process.
Yeah.
Correct, okay.
Yeah.